The Maple Grove warehouse measures 800 feet by 200 feet. If 3/4 of the floor is covered, how many square feet are not covered? I'm going to highlight the important numbers here, 800 feet, or just the numbers, 200 feet, and 3/4 covered. Upon reading the question, we can see that 800 feet and 200 feet are not, they're not equal. Okay, so they're not equal. And this tells us that this is a rectangular floor for this warehouse. So we want to find the area, because remember, coverage is about area. So we're talking about the area of a rectangle. Area of a rectangle. Okay, so we're looking for the area of a rectangle. Okay, so how do you find the area of a rectangle? Well, you multiply its length by its width. Okay, so length by its, you multiply the area of the rectangle by its width, and here it's 800 feet by 200 feet. Okay, and that is 160,000 square feet. Remember, area is two-dimensional, so square feet. Square feet means it's two-dimensional. Now, 3/4 of it is covered. Let me actually go ahead and draw this rectangle to show you what 3/4 of coverage, of floor coverage, means. So here is the rectangle, and we see here that this is 800 feet, this is 200 feet, and I'm gonna go ahead and divide this into 4. Try my best to divide into 4 equal sections. Something like that. And so what it means that 3/4 of it is covered simply means that this is covered, this is covered, this is covered, but this is not covered. So 3/4 of something is covered means 1/4 is not covered. Remember, the question was asking us about not covered. Not covered, right? So 1/4 of the area of the rectangle, which we found to be 160,000 square feet. So 160,000 square feet is the area of the rectangle, and 1/4 of it here, the quarter, is not covered. So we then multiply 1/4 by the 160,000 square feet that we saw, or we calculated to be the area of this rectangle. If we do that in the calculator, that will give us 40,000 square feet, which is answer choice B. The radius of a circular flower garden is 4 meters. How many meters of edging will be needed to surround the garden? Okay, I'm going to highlight the important words here. First, radius, then circular. Well, these to go hand in hand, because radius is to do with a circle. And then 4 meters is the measure for the radius. And then the important points or words are edging and surround. So let's first go ahead and draw this question. So, or the diagram for this question for that matter. So the diagram is going to be like a circle, like so. It's going to have a center in the middle, like so. And it's going to have a radius that measures 4 meters. So it's going to be something like this. Okay. And this measure is 4 meters. 4 meters. M for meters. Now, because this is talking about edging and surround, we're talking about going round the circle, not the area of the circle. Going round the circle means we're talking about a key word. If you guessed it, and I'm sure you guessed it, that keyword is circumference. Circumference. Okay. And how do you find the circumference of a circle? Well, you multiply 2 pi by the radius of the circle. Hence the formula 2 pi r for the circumference of a circle. We have 2 pi, and remember 2 pi means 2 times 3.14 to 2 decimal places. Pi is 3.14, and the radius is 4. Well, it's 4 meters. I didn't write the units, but you can do it. You really can do it later. That's fine. So if you do that, that'll give you 25.12. Remember, this is in meters. So this will give you 25.12 meters as the circumference of the circle, and the correct answer choice is therefore C. The Johnson family spends about $80 per week on groceries. Approximately how much do they spend on groceries per year? I'm going to highlight the number as such, $80 per week. And you want to see how much is their expenditure per year. So how much are they spending per year? The best way to do this question is first to realize that they spend $80 per week. So let's write this down. $80 per week. $80 for 1 week. Now they're asking us how much are they spending per year. Okay, so I'm going to call that number X, amount of dollars, because I don't know how much it is. And then I'm going to say, okay, this is how much they spend per year. If they spend $80 per week, how much are they spending per year? Now the units you can see here, these two are not consistent in the sense that the first one is in weeks, the second one is in year. If you realize that 1 year is actually 52 weeks. So this is the important point here. 1 year is 52 weeks. 1 year is 52 weeks. So I can write this as such. If they're spending $80 for 1 week, how much are they spending in 52 weeks? Which means because the number of weeks has been multiplied by 52, because think about it, going from 1 week to 1 year means multiplying the number of weeks by 52. And so if they're spending $80 for 1 week, how much are they spending for 52 weeks? Well, that simply means that I multiply the $80 for 1 week by 52 weeks. And if I do that, I will get 80 times 52, which is $4,160, which means the correct answer choice here is 4,000. Reason being that they're talking about approximately. Approximately means which one of these numbers here, this one, this one, this one, or this one is closest to this number. And that number is, of course, $4,000. Daria is making 12 party favors for her sister's birthday party. She has 50 stickers and she wants to use as many of them as possible. If she puts the same number of stickers in each bag, how many stickers will she have left over? Okay, so let's highlight some important words, some keywords. 12 party favors, so that's important. And she has 50 stickers. And it says she wants to give the same number of stickers, or put the same number of stickers in each bag. So what does that mean? It simply means that you want to divide the 50 stickers equally among the 12 party favors. And that's simply a division of 50 by 12. So we're going to do just that. 50 divided by 12. And if you think about it, how many times does 5, or rather 1 go into 5? That's 4. And if you were to multiply 4 by 12, you'll get 48. And the leftover would be 2. And the question is, how many will she have left over? Which is clearly answer choice A. An auto repair shop charges $36 per hour plus the cost of replaced parts. Which of the following expressions can be used to calculate the total cost of repairing a car, where H represents the number of hours of work and the cost of replaced parts is $85? Let's highlight the keywords here. $36 per hour. The cost of replaced parts is $85. And then H is the number of hours. Obviously, number of hours of work. So if you think about this question, what is fixed is this, the cost of replaced parts. This is fixed simply because, so this is fixed. Why am I saying this is fixed? Is because this is not going to change. No matter how many hours of work, labor is put into this, repairing a car, the $85 is always there. It's always the cost of the replaced parts. And so the cost, no matter what it's going to be, it's going to have $85 plus, but plus what? Plus the hourly work. And then how much is that work per hour? Well, it's $36 per hour, where the number of hours is H. So $85 plus 36H, which you can also write as 36H plus 85. Or 36 times H plus 85. This, and this are all correct. So 36 times, well, dollars, times the number of hours, H, plus 85. And so this is the correct answer choice, which is D. Which expression is equivalent to 3 times 2x plus 3 plus 2 times x plus 1? The first thing we need to do here is to use distributive property. Distributive property means multiply 3 by 2x plus 2, 3 by 3, 2 by x, and 2 by 1. And so we write it like this. We write it as 3 times 2x is 6x. 3 times 3 is 9. Plus, and this plus is this plus. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times 1 is 2. The next step is to collect like terms. What are the like terms? Well, 2x and 6x. 2x and 6x add up to 8x. And 2 and 9. And 2 and 9 add up to 11. So 8x plus 11, which is answer choice D. Find a counterexample for the following statement. If x is a positive integer, then x squared is divisible by 2. Counterexample, x positive integer means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. X squared divisible by 2. Now, counterexample simply means that you want an example that does not follow this rule. So, let's start with answer choice A. So, if x is equal to 2, then x squared is equal to 4. 4 divided by 2 is divisible by 2 because it's 2. So this cannot be a counterexample to this statement. X equal to 3. X squared will be 9. 9 divided by 2 is 4.5. This is a counterexample because it doesn't follow this rule. So that's actually the answer. Now let me go ahead and do C and D just in case. X is equal to 4. X squared is going to be 16. 16 divided by 2 is 8. So 8 is divisible by 2. So that's not a counterexample either. And if x is equal to 6, then x squared is equal to 36. And 36 is indeed divisible by 2. The answer is 18. That's not the answer either. So of course, the correct answer is answer choice B. The circle graph shows the regions of birth of foreign-born persons in the United States in 2000. According to the graph, which statement is not true? More than 1/3 of the foreign-born population is from Central America. More foreign-born people are from Asia than Central America. About half of the foreign-born population comes from Central America or Europe. Or about half of the foreign-born population comes from Central America, South America, or the Caribbean. So the first thing we have to realize is this is saying which statement is not true. Now, let's read over the first statement. A says more than 1/3 of the foreign population is from Central America. Now, 1/3 in terms of a percentage is almost equal to, and I'm going to round down here, 33%. It's 33.3 recurring, but we're going to say it's almost equal to 33%. Now, if we look at the circle graph, we can see clearly here that that is true because 34.5 here is greater than 34.5% is greater than 33%. So that is actually true and is therefore not the correct answer choice because we're talking about not true. Now, answer choice B says more foreign-born people are from Asia than Central America. All right. People come from Asia, 25.5%. So we can clearly see that this is actually not true because 33% is more than 25.5%. But what does the statement say? It says more foreign-born people are from Asia. So more from Asia than Central America? So more from Asia than Central America. And this is clearly not the case. And so this is the correct, so B is the correct answer choice. Now we can read over C and D and just check that they're actually correct. C says about half of the foreign-born population comes from Central America or Europe. Well, Central America or Europe. So now this is Europe and this is Central America. So if you add them together, what do you get? Central America or Europe would be 34.5% plus 15.3%. And if you were to add them together, 34.5 plus 15.3 is 49.8%. And this is almost half. And that's correct because it says about half. So clearly this is also not the correct answer choice. And D says about half of the former population comes from Central America, South America, or the Caribbean. Central America is 30, let me use a different color here. 34, so it's 34.5%. South America, South America is here, 6.6%. And the Caribbean is here, and that is 9.9%. Now let's add them together and see what we get. 34.5 plus 6.6 plus 9.9 is, now if we add 34 to 6, that's 40. If we add 9, so I'm adding this to this to this. So 34 plus 6 is 40. 40 plus 9 is 49. And 0.5% plus 0.6% plus 0.9 is 2%. So that's 51%. Which means that obviously this is not the correct answer choice either. And as we guessed already, the correct answer choice is B. There are 32 students in the class. 5/8 of the students are girls. How many boys are in the class? Okay, so 32 students. 5/8 are girls. How many boys? So 5/8 as a number. It's just 5/8. Well, as a fraction. And of means multiplication. So that's one thing that we have to realize here, that in math, whenever we're talking about of, it means multiplication. So 5/8 of 32 students are girls. If you multiply, remember the way you multiply is greatest common factor of 8 and 32 is 8. So divide that through. So divide 8 by 8, 1. Divide 32 by 8, 4. And so that's 5 times 4, 20, over 1 times 1, which is 20. Which is to say that the number of girls is 20. So 20 girls. 32 students in total. So 32 minus 20 simply means the number of boys. So 12 boys. And so that is the answer to the question, 12 boys. Tanya bought 2 paperback books. One book cost $8.99 and the other $13.99. Sales tax on her purchase was 6%. How much change should she receive if she gives the clerk $25? Okay, so let's highlight the important numbers here, or words. $8.99, $13.99. The other book, sales tax is 6%. How much change should she receive if she gives the clerk $25? So the first thing, we add $8.99 to $13.99. So $8.99 plus $13.99, and that gives us $22.98. So $22.98 is how much she, in total, has to give before taxes. Now, there's a 6% tax here. Now, 6% tax, so think about how much she has to pay. She has to pay the whole amount, so 100% of $22.98 plus a 6% tax. Now, Now, as a decimal, 100% is 1, which always is obtained by dividing by 100. And again, as a decimal, 6%, again, divided by 100, 6% as a decimal is 0.06. So if you're going to multiply 2298 by 1, and which is the whole amount, and then 2298 by 0.06, why not add them together and then multiply by 1.06? Multiply 2298 by 1.06. So we're going to do that. Again, 1 because she's paying the whole amount of 2298, so it's 100%. And 0.06 is because she's paying 6% on top of that. So we're going to add them together and multiply $2298 by 1.06, which saves us time. So if you do that, that is $24.36. So $24.36. Now the last step is because she gives the clerk $25. The clerk takes $24.36 from this $25 and gives back to her $0.64, which is in cents 64 cents. So that is the answer to this question. According to the bar graph of the home runs hit by two baseball players, in which year was the difference between the number of home runs hit by the two players the least? So, highlighting the important words, it says, in which year was the difference between the number of home runs hit by the two players the least? So we're going to talk about difference. Now, difference is, mathematically speaking, subtraction. That is to say, if I were to subtract this from this, what would I get? That's the difference. The one pair that gives me the least of these subtractions of the four pairs is the answer to this question, because it's talking about the least difference. So, in other words, I'm talking about which one of these is the smallest. And you can clearly see that this one is the smallest. So when it says in which year, in year 1999 is when they change, or the difference of the number of hits, or the number of home runs hit is the smallest. And therefore, year 1999 is the answer to this question. Compare the quantity in column A and the quantity in column B, then determine whether A, the quantity in column A is greater, B, the quantity in column B is greater, C, the two quantities are equal, or D, the relationship cannot be determined from the given information. Number 12, column A, 15% of 80, column B, 25% of 50. So, 15% of 80, remember to change from percentage to decimals, divide by 100. So 15% divided by 100. Obviously, remove the percentage sign, and you'll get 0.15. So 15% of 80 is the same as 0.15 of means times 80. And that is to say that is 12. 25% for B, or column B, 25% is the same as 0.25. So 0.25 times 50 rather is 12.5, which means the correct answer choice is, or column is B. Number 13, column A, 10 divided by 2/3, column B, 1.5. Okay. 10 divided by 2/3, you have to remember that is the same as, so 10 divided by 2/3 is the same as 10 times 3/2. Reason being that dividing by a fraction is the same as multiplying by its reciprocal. 10 divided by 2, 5. Divided by 2, 1. And so 5 times 3/1 is 15, which obviously means the correct answer choice here is A. Number 14, column A, 2x minus 1, column B, 2x plus 1. This is really easy because one thing you have to realize is 2x here and here is the same. So it's like the same quantity. For A, 1 is subtracted from it, and for B, 1 is added to it, which obviously means that no matter what the value of 2x, column B is greater. Number 15, column A, 1/4 times A plus B in parentheses times C. Column B, AC plus BC in parentheses divided by 4. Now, in order to work with column A, or rather simplify it, I would advise to distribute C into B and A, distributive property, and keep 1/4 for now. So 1/4 times A times C is AC, plus, because we have a plus sign there, B times C is BC. And if you recall, 1/4 of something, so this 1/4 is the same as dividing that something by 4. So 1/4 times AC plus BC is the same as that AC plus BC being divided by 4. So A is actually this, AC plus BC over 4. And if you look here, the answer would actually be answer choice C, because the quantities are equal. So here, the correct answer choice is C, because the quantities are equal. Number 16, column A, 26 times 39 plus 39 times 13. Column B, 39 squared. If we want to do this question, one thing we have to realize is that, 26 times 39, and this is 13 times 39. So they have one thing in common, and that is 39. So this question, 39 is the common factor. So one thing we can do is we can factor 39 out. And the reason I'm saying this is because they're added together, and so we can do that. 39 factored out of the first pair of parentheses is going to give me 26. And 39 factored out of the second is going to give me 13 inside the parentheses. Again, we factor 39 out of the pair of parentheses because of both, because this was an addition expression. So the next step is to simplify what 26 plus 39 inside is. And that is simply 39. So now we have 39 times 39, which, if you look, is 39 squared, which is the same, if you look, as column B. And therefore, this is also answer choice C.